Hey guys, and welcome to Monday.
Sort
Well,
of.
sort of. Full disclosure to you guys, this vlog specifically. It's the only time we've done this specifically. This vlog is being filmed a little bit later than the actual day. This day,
We did film something on that day. I did film something on that day, but it was very short and I didn't talk about
some
the important thing.
that the important thing that happened, and it wasn't a vlog that we wanted to. We weren't sure. It was a kind of a hard day to talk about stuff. So we just didn't really have a way to talk about it at that point, and we've kind of put off talking about it for a while, but now we've decided to finally do so.
Yeah.
So this is today's vlog.
And we're never going to talk about it again. And yeah, so today I quit my job.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff was going on, like management wise and things like that. And the company is just a really scummy company.
It was so she started working there pretty much right when we moved in. It was like August 1st, I think. We moved in this apartment. She's been walking there like an hour there every day, almost working like 6 days a week at this is a beauty
A
store.
lot of times, yeah, and like I was working there a lot, and then they switched management, and the new management was just a mess, and like two of us complained immediately about it, and the person that we were trying to talk to, we were trying to like talk about a legitimate thing, and her response to everything was, "No, you'll love the new manager," and we're like, we tried to talk to her both for a while, and both of us quit within a week.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Well, if we go back for a little bit, Giselle was really enjoying the job for a little while. I mean, you could tell you were really enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty exhausting, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I love helping people, like, find stuff, and, like, I love helping people, like, feel good and find stuff that makes them happy, so, like, being a beauty consultant, I would help them find stuff, and then people would come in, like, a few days later and be like, I loved it, you recommended the perfect thing for me.
And for a little while, it was really great to see that every day, and it was so nice to see her enjoying doing this, and you could tell that she was enjoying doing it. So
Yeah.
it made what came later even more difficult, I guess. But
yeah, and I'd already seen this company screw over two other people who I'd worked with. They fired both of them over very silly reasons.
very very minuscule reasons.
Things, and without any warning, and like one of the people had worked there for a year and a half, and there was like a miscommunication, and they just kind of like pushed her out of the company and were just like, oh, bye. And then they asked her to come back for 3 more days because they needed help, and then they fired her. And I was just like, this company's so screwed up. Full disclosure, you guys, I was working at a place called Sally's Beauty Supply, and it was just, I don't know. And like some of it was just my management, I get, but a lot of it was the actual company. And they like encourage lying to their customers and encourage a lot of things that I just morally had a lot of problems with.
Yeah, and this is something that you even went into your interview talking to your manager about, like, I don't feel comfortable selling things to customers that I don't personally believe in. And your manager was like, yeah, totally, I agree.
Yeah, and my manager didn't ever require that of me. Mm-hmm. And like the manager above her, though, was like getting mad about it.
The district manager.
Yeah, and she like was even like basically threatening to like fire us if we didn't like sell enough items of the month, which is ridiculous. I mean, if we didn't have a high enough average sale, like if we didn't sell at least like $23 per transaction, then we could get fired about it. Like really dumb things where I'm just like, you're really gonna threaten me with my job because I'm not forcing people to buy things that they don't want? Like, I mean, I get like recommending this item, and then if they don't want it, then that's fine, but like they're like, always recommend the highest thing in the store even if it sucks, and blah blah blah, and like they would like want us to get our average sale really high, but then if somebody would buy something from a different store and bring it into us, like say like they bought like a curling iron, so they're bringing back like a $50 curling iron, it would come out of our average sale. So like if my average sale was like $25 and I was doing really well, and somebody came in and returned $200 worth of stuff, my average sale would drop down to like $15.
Yeah, so they got penalized for things that people returned, regardless of who sold it to them, when they bought it, any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Which to me, it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, so as soon as they started, like, threatening stuff like that, I knew I was going to be leaving the company. It was just a matter of when. But I was, like, kind of gritting and bearing through because I really loved my manager and I wanted to, like, stick around for her. But when they switched them to the new manager, it just got even worse. And
Yeah, there was just some issues surrounding the new manager and the way in which she was hired and all that kind of stuff, and it was just all really sketchy.
yeah.
And Giselle would come home every day pretty much just crying and really upset.
Yeah.
So actually, like a decision we kind of like came to pretty much together like immediately. We were just like, you know what, you need to find something else because it's not right to come home and cry every day from work. But
Especially when it's not, like, an important job.
yeah,
Like, it's not like I'm a manager. It's not like I'm...
you shouldn't be threatened with your job because you're not meeting
arbitrary goals.
an arbitrary goal set by a company that encourages lying to the customer to meet that goal. You have to lie to the customer to sell the more expensive stuff to meet the goal, and if you don't meet the goal, you're going to get fired. You might get like a warning or two, maybe, possibly. Some people didn't even get warnings,
So-
which is disgusting to me.
Especially when they opened up a new store, like a 7-minute drive from our store, and then we're like mad and angry about our sales being lower. And we're like, they took so many of our professional customers. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So, and like the months that I'd been working there, I was told repeatedly, like multiple times a week from different people, all the time I was told how great our customer service was in our store, how the store had been crap for years, and how they'd stopped coming there. They just started again, and they're like, wow, this was so better, like, so much better. Like, I was told many, 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 many times in many ways how the store had sucked before, and the new staff of people that we had were all amazing, and how they loved all of us, and how it was, like, the best the store had been in forever, and, like, customers that I had pushed through all the horrible, like, workers that had worked there and stuff, and, like, the fact that, like, it was me and the other people working there who made it that way. And then when we try to say our concerns to our manager, that her response is like, y'all are just being dramatic and you need to, like,
suck it up.
Yeah.
Basically.
And we're like, but we're like, and she was like, would never say one good thing, like, oh, you guys like actually made all your goals for this month. And like, when we started doing that, we started making almost all our goals. Or she would just focus on the one thing, like, oh, you guys were under average sale by, like, $1. And we're like, yeah, because our average sale is $23. Like, calm down. And, like, it was just very draining. And...
draining is a good word.
Very draining.
You could tell. It drains. You, like, I don't know if you could tell in the vlog at all, but she was hardly on it for a little while because it was just so draining. She would come home just upset all the time, and it wasn't a good situation.
Yeah, so... I mean, I really did try, and, like, the fact that we tried to take our concerns, and that she wouldn't listen to us, and 2 people quit because of it, and they still wouldn't admit that they were wrong and all, just shows that these people are really messed up and really have some issues. So...
yeah, they're unwilling to listen, and they'd rather make themselves look like the ones that are right or better. And rather than have results, like actual good results, which is what Giselle and people that she worked with were bringing to the store. Obviously, they were bringing results, and they were just threatened and told they weren't doing good enough. So, and told to lie. So
yeah, I was told multiple times by multiple people in management, just lie. And I'm like, no, let's not lie.
So, this day was the day that this vlog is for. Is the day that Giselle left.
Yeah.
And
I guess we could give a little bit of a spoiler right now, since you won't see for the next few days or whenever all these vlogs go up, but I have found other work, and I'm much happier in it. And it took me a little while to find it, but much happier in it, and things are going much better. So in case you guys are worried about me or anything, like, don't be.
Yeah.
I feel so great. And, like, I'm only working part-time, so I need to get, like, a second job at some point, but, like, I feel so much better, and the hours are so much better, and I'm not working 9-hour shifts
yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Like, before I left, I worked over 100 hours my last 2 weeks there.
Yeah. It's quite a lot of overtime,
Yeah.
but it was a lot, and you could tell how draining it was. And I mean,
Like, I worked
that's
30 hours overtime.
it was. I mean, yeah, it was over 100 hours. It was way more than I worked in 2 weeks. I mean, it's a full-time job, but that's like above and beyond. She would take so many more shifts, and she did not appreciated for it. Like, I can understand taking multiple shifts if you're like actually appreciated as an employee, and they care that you're there and
Yeah.
treat you right. But they weren't treating her right at all and didn't deserve her, quite honestly.
One of the things that happened, like, the first time the manager got put in, even though she was told everyone's schedules, like, all of us got cut less than 30 hours. Like, even I, when I was supposed to be hired at, like, a minimum of 35, like, that was, like, illegal. Like, they can't do that. And she gave somebody new that she hired, who was an old friend of hers, like, over 40 hours, and we're just like,
yeah. So these two new people who had literally just come there that week got 40 hours each, and everyone else's hours got cut down.
Yeah, and we're just like, yeah, that's not okay. Like, so it was just like a lot of really sketchy things like that going on, and it just became way too much, and I'm so glad not to have to think about it anymore, not have to be a part of it anymore, because it was very toxic, and I got very depressed, and I was very depressed in all of, like, November, all of October, November. I didn't touch a book once because I was so depressed.
Yeah.
But I feel much better. Much, much, much better. And I feel good again, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this vlog, though. We just wanted to... I had looked at the footage and from that day and all that stuff, and we just were like, we did want to sit down and actually talk about it. We never actually did sit down and talk about it, so we just decided to do it this way. So I hope you guys don't mind that we filmed it later. But that's it. That's this day. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We're never going to mention it ever again.
Yeah, yeah.
We honestly just pretend like it never happened. And
in the rest of the vlogs, we were like, when did we talk about this? When did we mention it? And we just decided this day that it actually happened. We should just mention it since the vlog for that day was kind of minuscule. Because neither of us felt like talking that day. So.
Just let it go and put it all behind us and move on with, like, a fresh, clean breath of air.
Yeah.
And I feel like, honestly, like, as soon as I quit, I just, like, the most ginormous weight was taken off my back. And I felt amazing. I mean, still really depressed, but I felt so, like, relieved.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and I still feel so relieved, and I haven't felt anxiety hardly at all in, like, weeks. So, yeah. Good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys rock. Yeah. Thank you for all your support and amazingness. And we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Or we'll see you a while ago.